Welcome to Comic Chop News. I'm Dan, and I'm here to talk about Overlord. Just got out of seeing it. This is going to be a non-spoiler review, so I will not spoil anything. I'm going to start things out first by saying I love the movie. It is not exactly a zombie movie. It is a war movie that has a little bit of zombie infection in it. For all the zombie fanatics, I'm just going to spoil it ahead of time. They run. They're also twitchy, kind of like the 28 Days Later zombies, but really it is a war movie first and most. The acting was decent, not great, but I will start by saying the beginning of the movie just sets the tone. It's got that Saving Private Ryan kind of had the beach invasion at the beginning. It gives you that tension and kind of sets the tone for what it's going to be real early. Just from there, there's some beautiful shots. Abrams can do beautiful work. There are a couple of stumbles in the movie that it kind of goes off the rails a little bit, but it does not take away from the enjoyability of the movie. Wyatt Russell is playing the tough guy Ford. You have Boyce, who's our main antagonist, or protagonist, pardon me. He is, one thing I did like, he is an African-American soldier, and they didn't go with the old war movie tropes with how everybody looks down on the African-American soldier because of where he's from. This one, the other soldiers just kind of looked down on him because in boot camp he was meek. He's not a killer. As the movie unfolds, it kind of goes through with the horrors of war and then goes into the horror of kind of putting a fantastical approach to what their Nazis were actually doing during wartime. Your main protagonist, you have Ford. He's the square-jawed tough guy. He's seen a lot. If people die, he just wants to move on. He is about the mission, nothing but the mission. Boyce, while meek, he kind of looks for the best in things. Then we are introduced to, I'd say he's supposed to be from Brooklyn, Tibbets. There is the war photographer, Chase. The Jewish soldier, Rosenfeld. And from there, we also meet another protagonist. Her name is Chloe. Meet her in the farmhouse. Not even the farmhouse, in the French field. So the movie just, it's tension after tension. There is a scene that it kind of reminds you of the interview in Inglourious Basterds, where Christoph Waltz is talking to the family while everybody's hiding upstairs. It's not quite that tense and not as much dialogue, but it gives you a little bit of that vibe. The zombies basically, or infected, whatever you want to call them, are mainly an afterthought almost that you don't really see till the end. It does get a little bit Resident Evil-y towards the end, but I won't let that take away from how many great shots and how I'm at the edge of my seat watching it, kind of gripping, and you kind of, by the end, you start to learn about the soldiers. They don't give it all to you at the beginning. You kind of have to peel the onion to get through to them. Overall, I have to give it about an 8. It does fall off the rails a little bit, but it did not take away from my enjoyment. It is a beautiful movie. There are shots, again, Abrams, there's none better. It's just sometimes the landing doesn't stick quite right. There are no after credits. There's no real way that I can talk about the movie without spoiling it, but I wanted to give a quick overview of what I thought. The main villain is so arch that it makes you think that Director Krennic from Rogue One was kind of tame. Oh boy, that guy's arch. There's a lot of cool reanimator-like reanimations of dead parts. I don't want to spoil it. It's just, you have to see it to really get the whole vibe of it. I wish I could talk more about it without spoiling it. It does give off a B-movie vibe at some parts, but overall, it's like Saving Private Ryan was done by Cronenberg. There is a ton of gore, a lot of cursing, which kind of fits the need at the time. I didn't see it in IMAX, but the sound, when you hear the bullets shooting, it's zipping by. Yeah, again, I wish I could say more about it other than go out, see it, enjoy it. You may not love it. It could give people the wrong vibe if you're not ready for it. Some people might be going in thinking it's going to be a straight horror movie. It is a war movie. It is a war movie with a little bit of a horror backdrop. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for me. I'd just like to give a quick shout out before I go for people who have inspired me. Lee McCoy, Drum Dums, Jay and Mike from We Watched a Movie, Cody Leach. You guys have made me think that I could do this from watching you guys and inspired me. And also I want to give a quick shout out to Hannah Smith, Hannah Ween, because you actually went out and did it and kind of pushed me off the cliff to go do it. Anyway, thank you for watching. I probably will do a spoiler review at some point, but just wanted to do a quick reaction and non-spoiler review of this real quick while it was fresh in my mind. Thank you and have a good day.